Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakuran. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Buhari mourns Oshuntokun as obese campaign DG. Plus, Japan to require COVID test on arrival for China travelers. We will bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. This afternoon, President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled with Olu of Warri, all chiefs of the kingdom, family and friends of the Ron family over the passage of Chief S.S. Ronnie. Late Ronnie Ogienoibo was the Obashina today in Abuja. The president appreciated the grace of God on the departed, which saw him serving for monarchs as a high-ranking chief. Buhari lauded the late chief for helping to maintain peace, amity and development in Warri and environs. In another development, leader President Muhammadu Buhari has joined family, friends and associates to celebrate the Minister of Special Duties, Senator George Akume, as he marks his 69th as a leader who means and counts a lot to his community, nation and humanity in general. Buhari prayed for his continued good health and success as he marks his birthday. Moving to the legislature now, the House of Representatives Speaker, the Speaker said the most effective means of assessing the dividends of democracy is to vote for leaders who have identified with the people on the street, even when they are in and out of power. According to a statement by the Speaker's spokesman, Lamre Lasisi, while addressing residents of Itire and Ikate areas of Surulere, two federal constituencies at a rally, Gbajabiamila stressed the need to vote for leaders who individuals can accept. In politics, the Labour Party has appointed former political advisor to President Olusegun Obasanjo, Akin Oshuntokun, as the new Director General of its presidential campaign. This was announced by the party's national chairman, Julius Abure, in Abuja today. He said the decision was reached on electoral matters. Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya has charged troops of Sector 2 Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai to remain apolitical as 2023 general election approaches. The COAS Yahaya gave the charge while addressing the troops at a Christmas lunch by the Code of Conduct and Rules of Engagement throughout the electioneering. General Yahaya also paid a special tribute to all personnel who paid the supreme price in the defense of their fatherland and prayed for the repose of their souls. He expressed appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for his continued support to the Nigerian army. In education, the National Association of Nigerian Students has faulted the recent decisions of some federal universities to increase registration and tuition fees for students. The association has therefore set up a committee saddled with the responsibility of negotiating with the authorities of the affected universities on behalf of the students. The association's Southwest coordinator, Emmanuel Olatunji, to all schools in their zones to negotiate on behalf of the NANS president. According to reports, universities that have announced a hike in fees include the Federal University, Dase, University of Maiduguri, as well as the University of Uyo, amongst others. Speaking with journalists, the former Deputy Vice-Chancellor, University of Uyo, Professor Inyuko, said it was time for parents and students to face the federal government. And the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA, has charged the federal government to unravel the scam surrounding fuel subsidy and make a pronouncement on a definitive plan to remove it. The Director General, NECA Adewale Smart Oyerinde, who said this while addressing journalists in Lagos, explained the country when the government claimed to have paid trillions in petrol subsidy. Oyerinde noted that 2022 remained one of the most challenging years for the organized private sector, adding that the pandemic-inflicted leadership and sustainability challenges forced organizations to take extraordinary measures in real time with zero planning. In the meantime, at least for fraudulent transactions, this was contained in the CBN Financial Stability June 2022 report published in December 2022. The report also noted that 11,871 BVNs have been watchlisted as deceased persons this year. The report disclosed that the Apex Bank conducted an assessment of 28 banks and the Nigerian Interbank Statements banking industry in the review period. The report further noted that there were 2.72 million enrolled in the first half of this year, bringing the total number of enrolled BVNs to 54.64 million. We move to Africa, where the UN Secretary General Antonio, who was ordered to leave the country by the government. Guterres, in a statement, said he had full confidence in the UN system in Burkina Faso, as well as in Manzi's commitment and professionalism, noting that the doctrine of persona non grata does not apply to United Nations officials. Guterres reiterated the commitment of the adding that only the UN Secretary General, as the chief administrative officer of the organization, has the authority to withdraw any United Nations official, according to report. Burkina Faso's military government, in a statement on Friday, ordered Manzi to leave the country immediately without giving a reason. When contacted, a government spokesperson did not immediately say why it had labeled Manzi as persona non grata and demanded she left on Friday. On the foreign scene, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he is relying on outcomes as New Delhi seeks to boost trade ties with Moscow after becoming one of the largest purchasers of Russian oil, defying Western sanctions and providing a vital financial lifeline to Russian President Vladimir Putin as the Kremlin wages an unprovoked war against its neighbor. In a statement following the call to dialogue and diplomacy, Zelensky presented a 10-point peace formula to world leaders at the Group of 20 summit in Bali, Indonesia, in November. India assumed the G20 presidency this month and will hold it until next year. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said that Ukraine must fulfill Moscow's proposals regarding the new territories or the Russian military would take action. According to the Russian state news agency TASS, the 4 occupied territories Russia claimed control over the 4 regions of the Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, violating international law. Recall that last week, Russian President Vladimir Putin acknowledged that the situation in the 4 occupied territories was extremely complicated, a rare window into the challenge that Moscow faces in areas it has attempted to illegally annex. Still on a foreign major shift from the country's zero-COVID policy. After almost 3 years of closed borders, this will reopen the country to those who work and study visas or seeking to visit family. However, it comes as China reportedly struggles with the virus's ferocious spread in the wake of restrictions being lifted. Reports say hospitals are overwhelmed and elderly people are dying. The true toll, daily cases, counts and deaths is currently unknown because officials have stopped releasing COVID data. The new rules have sparked mixed reactions by many Chinese who will years of control. In the meantime, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has said Japan will require COVID-19 tests on arrival for travelers from mainland China from Friday. Recall that Tokyo has seized its restrictions on tourists in recent months, and the move means travelers from China will be the only visitors required to take COVID-19 tests on arrival, other than those who are displaying symptoms. Kishida said the decision was taken because there is information that infection is spreading rapidly in China, which is causing growing concern in Japan. Still to come in the news. Mbappe, Neymar back for.
Every day, we bring you up-to-date information on topical issues affecting the common Nigeria. From issues on politics,
Hello Nigeria, I remain committed.
security, from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily, exclusive on Spectrum Television.
Thanks for staying tuned. On our business news, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has warned Nigeria and other oil-producing countries in sub-Saharan Africa to expect dwindling oil revenues in the coming years as the world transitions from fossil fuels to cleaner energy. In a new report on how savings from oil revenues could help Africa's producers manage to 10% of gross domestic product to manage large swings in oil prices. According to the report, most oil exporters in the region have not accumulated enough savings to ensure against unpredictable oil price changes. It added that sovereign wealth funds in sub-Saharan Africa hold assets of just 1.8% of gross domestic product, compared to 72% in the Middle East and North Africa, forcing countries to borrow or draw down financial assets whenever oil price falls. 1,000 naira in November 2021 to 73,000 naira in November 2022. This is according to the latest data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS. According to the NBS, on a year-on-year basis, however, the average fare paid by commuters for bus journeys within the city per drop rose by 42.69% from 446 naira recorded in November 2021. The report also said the average fare paid by commuters for a bus journey intercity pay drop rose in November. Muhammad Buhari has been commended over his insistence and prompt release of approvals for a massive capital project as the Federal Medical Center, Umuahia, the Abia State capital. The medical director of the FMC, Umuahia, Professor Zubuike Onyebuchi, handed down this commendation in Umuahia during an end-of-year release of capital funds to the center. Hence, the massive infrastructural development of FMC, Umuahia, and the environment looking clean. The MD also warned frontline staff over their attitude to patients, which he said is becoming too much, advising them to show empathy to patients at all times. And undermines the federal and staff government ability to finance necessary expenditures in the health, education, and security sectors. This is according to the Nigeria Country Economic Memorandum report released by the World Bank in December. The Global Bank report noted that public spending on education and health prevents Nigeria from developing the human capital needed for large-scale projects. Nigeria's revenues are not only low, but have also followed a worrying declining trend over the past decade. In sport, Chelsea are in advanced negotiations with Monaco over a £35 million move for defender Benoit Bandiashile. The 21-year-old centre-back is considered as an aggressive player who can fit comfortably into a 3- or 4-man defence, offering manager Graham Potter the flexibility of tactical switches. Newcastle had earlier been interested in snapping up the French defender, but he picked up an injury in the process of negotiating, which prompted Eddie Howe's side to shift their attention to other options. Still in sports, normal service is set to resume in France on Wednesday, with Kylian Mbappe and Neymar both set to feature 4 leaders Paris Saint-Germain as they restart Strasbourg. Lionel Messi, however, will not be on show in round 16 as he is still at home celebrating Argentina's success in the World Cup final in Qatar. The club, though, has been buoyed by reports last week that the 35-year-old Messi is set to sign a 1-year extension to his contract, which expires in the summer. Penalty shootout reported back to training on Wednesday with Achraf Hakimi, one of the standout in Morocco's run to the semi-finals. On our entertainment news, Nollywood actress Omowumi Dada is engaged. The actress appears to be ending the year on a high note. She revealed that she said yes to the ring. The identity of the actress's man is unknown for now, as many industry colleagues have taken the time to share their congratulations, wishing her well. Still on entertainment news, Kim Kardashian is speaking out for the first time since her divorce from Kanye West became finalized last month. In a recently released interview, Kardashian described how hard it is to co-parent her 4 young children with West, who has changed his name to Ye. Although she did not specifically address Ye's recent anti-Semitic comment and controversies, Kardashian said she shields their children as best as possible from media coverage, noting that their kids are not aware of West's recent behavior because she limits their access to. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel David White. Good afternoon.